Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anhar Karim Mahidin, with student ID number or NPM is G1D020035. I'm a student in Electrical Engineering major, Faculty of Engineering, University of Bengkulu, 2020. I hope you guys in always in a good condition. Today I will speak up a little about the big problems that being faced in our country Indonesia, and actually many countries have the same problems. The big problems is the coronavirus, the COVID-19. The COVID-19 or coronavirus disease 2019 is a virus that attack our respiratory, that the virus the can cause a respiratory syndrome like a pneumonia or and the others. Even that the virus can cause a death. Many countries in the world have enforced the lockdown policy to stop the spread of the virus. The virus, the virus that the first appeared in the Wuhan, Tiongkok. The virus have spread in many countries in the world, from almost all the countries in the world. In Indonesia, the virus first appeared in Indonesia in March 2020. But in Indonesia, President of Indonesia, Presiden Joko Widodo, didn't enforce the lockdown because some things. We can help the governments to stop the spread of the virus with the simple ways, such as wearing a mask, keep the distance or physical or social distancing, and hand wash as often as we can. These simple ways is very important to stop the spread of the coronavirus in Indonesia. Many doctors and nurses have died because of this virus. The virus is very dangerous, so we have to be careful and take care of ourselves. We can do the activities like sport, consuming a good food or healthy food to increase our immune, because immune in our body is very important to protect us from the coronavirus. The pandemic COVID-19 is bringing many impacts for our country. One of them is many people get lost Many people lost their jobs because this pandemic, and we cannot study, we cannot go to university or campus or school. We cannot go to school to study face to face. So we have to study. We have to study through Zoom, Google Meet, or anything. We have to study online because this pandemic. Our government have tried hard to stop the spread of the virus. So we have to help our government with the simple ways. Let's pray together. Hopefully, the virus is quickly eliminated from our world. So we can live life normally like before. Thank you. Okay guys, I will read a news from Al Jazeera News with the title is COVID, which political figures have tested positive. French President Emmanuel Macron tests positive for COVID-19, the presidential Elysee Palace announced on Tuesday. The brief statement didn't mention what symptoms Macron experienced, but said he would isolate himself for 7 days. Macron becomes the latest addition to a growing list of world leaders and politicians who has now contracted the coronavirus. The coronavirus pandemic has spread to at least 188 countries and territories, with the worldwide death toll from the virus passing a grim milestone of more than 1.6 million, with more than 74 million cases recorded globally. Here is a list of world leaders who have tested positive. The first is Donald and Melania Trump. The US president said on Twitter on October 2 that he and the First Lady contracted the virus and were in quarantine. For months, Trump was accused of downplaying the virus that has killed more than 300 Americans. At 74, the US president was the oldest head of state to become infected with the virus to date, and his age put him at higher risk of serious complications from COVID-19. Trump was hospitalized for 3 days, and after staging a dramatic return to the White House, he continued to minimize the severity of the virus. Boris Johnson, the 55-year-old Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, said on March 27 that he tested positive for coronavirus and he was self-isolating. He was hospitalized on April 5 in what his office described as a precautionary step. Johnson was moved to the intensive care unit on April 6 after his symptoms worsened. He later expressed his gratitude to National Health Service staff for saving his life when his condition could have gone either way. Jair Bolsonaro. The Brazilian president announced his illness in July and used it to publicly extol hydroxychloroquine, the unproven malaria drug that he had been promoting as a treatment for COVID-19 and was taking himself. For months he had flirted with the virus, calling it a little flu as he flouted social distancing at lively demonstrations and encouraged crowds during outings from the presidential residence, often without a mask. Riek Machar, South Sudan's vice president, and his wife Angelina Teny, who served as defense minister, tested positive for the coronavirus on May 18. Alexander Lukashenko, the president of Belarus, who dismissed concern about the virus as psychosis and recommended drinking vodka to stay healthy, said in July he had contracted it himself but was asymptomatic. Belarus is one of the few countries that took no comprehensive measures against the virus. Juan Orlando Hernandez, the Honduras president, announced in June that he had tested positive, along with two other people who worked closely with him. Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales and heir to the British throne, tested positive for the coronavirus on March 25. Prince Albert, Monaco's Prince Albert II, tested positive for the novel coronavirus in March. Silvio Berlusconi, Italy's former Prime Minister, tested positive for COVID-19 on September 2 along with two of his children. Ali Larijani, Iran's parliament said on April 2 its speaker tested positive for the coronavirus. Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, on March 12, the wife of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, tested positive for COVID-19 following a trip to the UK. Okay guys, maybe I just read the news. It's enough. Thank you. Thank you for hearing my news.